In this video, let's explore the subversion in Miles and Gwen's relationship because it's really fascinating when you take a closer look at it. The creators completely shifted what usually happens in a love story, and that becomes especially clear when you look at how their dynamic has changed throughout the story. The first shift here is having the male protagonist be the one who gets hurt by his love interest.
Bye, Gwen.
Most of the time, it's the protagonist who hurts his love interest, and then he needs to make things right. But here, it's the opposite. Miles was the one who got hurt by Gwen, and now she's going to be the one trying to make things right and trying to redeem herself. This is really interesting because it makes Gwen much more than just the love interest who needs to be saved. She's the one taking action to save the person she loves. Instead of Miles being the one who has to fix everything and rescue Gwen emotionally, Gwen is now the one who has to go after Miles and prove that she's willing to fight for their relationship. That shift is really awesome because it changes the kind of dynamic we usually see in a love story. And another thing is having one person trying to make the move while the other one is hesitant, and then completely shifting that dynamic so the person who was making the move isn't doing it anymore, while the person who was hesitant is now the one trying to make the move. This is exactly what happened in the first two films. Miles was the one constantly reaching out to Gwen and trying to connect with her. Even when she told him that in every other universe Gwen Stacy falls for Spider-Man and it never ends well, Miles still gave her hope by telling her that there's a first time for everything.
Well, it's the first time for everything, right?
He was always the one trying to make that move. He tried to hold her hand, but Gwen was hesitant. It wasn't that she didn't want to do it. She was scared of embracing those feelings and then having something tragic happen because of them. Miles even jumped into a portal to follow her, showing just how far he was willing to go because he didn't want to let her go. But now, after Gwen unfortunately hurt him, the dynamic has completely changed. Miles is the one who has put his walls up, and Gwen is going to have to find a way through them. She's the one going after him now. She's the one jumping through the portal to look for him across the multiverse, and she's the one who isn't going to hold back anymore. But it's gonna go back to that same dynamic from earlier, because both of them need to be open for something to actually happen between them. When Miles was completely open about his feelings and wanted to move forward with Gwen, she was the one who was scared and holding herself back. Now Miles is closed off because of everything that happened, while Gwen is the one trying to reach him and fix what she broke. But at some point, Miles' walls and all that hesitation he has because of the betrayal will slowly disappear as Gwen works to fix things and proves to him that she really is willing to make things right. Of course, it's gonna be really difficult because Miles is hurt, and he has every reason to be guarded around her. It's expected that at the beginning, Miles will reject her and probably be very cold towards her because he's still dealing with everything that happened. And that makes a lot of sense. He isn't just going to immediately forgive her and go back to how things were. Gwen is going to have to earn his trust again. But it's not going to stay like this throughout the whole film. The creators are definitely going to force them to rely on each other again, because they need to work together if they're going to fix their bond. And by going through all of that together, they're not only going to repair their relationship, but make their bond even stronger than it was before. Miles was the one trying to hold Gwen's hand, and now she's going to be the one doing exactly that. I love how the creators repeat earlier moments but shift who's doing them now. It shows that Gwen is not scared anymore and that she's finally willing to embrace those feelings instead of running away from them. They have a very deep connection that the films haven't really explained yet. They're connected in a way that goes beyond just being two people who happen to like each other. No matter which universe they're in, they somehow always find a way back to each other. And their bond isn't solely linked to the fact that they're both spider people, because Gwen was attracted to Miles before she even knew he was Spider-Man. Her spider sense led her toward him before he became Spider-Man, almost as if it was already pointing her toward someone who was gonna become incredibly important in her life.
My spider sense told me to head to Vision's Academy.
You guys are early.
Wasn't sure why until I met you.
It was also confirmed that when Gwen visits Miles' universe, she brings a lot of color into his world. And when she leaves, Miles wants that color back. When they're together, the colors from both of their universes mix together, creating that beautiful visual that represents how they affect each other. And Gwen can sense when Miles is in danger even when he's in a completely different universe. Some people might say that she was simply connecting the dots. But no, that's not true. The creators themselves confirmed that she sensed the whole thing. When Miles was in the wrong universe, her spider sense went off, and when he got knocked out, her spider sense went off again as soon as he hit the ground. It's not a coincidence that as soon as Miles gets punched and hits the ground, the camera switches directly to Gwen's face reacting to that moment. Saying that she was simply connecting the dots is just a very surface-level explanation, and it doesn't accurately describe what the creators were showing us. And the most fascinating part of all of this is that the films haven't really explained why this happens. We know that this connection exists, we've seen the visual and narrative evidence for it, but we still don't have the full explanation. And that's something that will definitely be addressed in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Then there are all these repeated moments between them, like holding hands, almost kissing, and falling. These are things that have been repeated throughout the films so far. The movies keep establishing these moments and then putting them in slightly different circumstances. The films have shown Miles trying to catch Gwen as she was falling multiple times. We saw it in the first film, and then we saw it happen again in the second one. So naturally, that makes us wonder if they're going to repeat that moment again, but this time switch who is doing what. They could switch who is falling, making Miles the one who's falling while Gwen is the one trying to reach him and save him. Or they could have Gwen be the one falling again. Everything the films are establishing right now is going to serve a purpose down the road. Every line isn't there just to be there. These moments have a reason, and the creators have repeatedly shown us that details from earlier in the story can come back later in a completely different way. And Miles and Gwen's relationship is deeply tied to the theme of the entire franchise. Without their bond, there are no Spider-Verse movies in the same way. Their relationship isn't a side romance that exists alongside the main story. It's deeply connected to what these movies are saying about destiny, choice, and whether people have to follow the same story just because it happened in other universes. That's why them ending up together isn't just something that a lot of people want to see, it's necessary to prove that Miles was right. Miles has been fighting against the idea that his story has to follow the same pattern as everyone else's, and Gwen Stacy's fate with Spider-Man is one of the biggest examples of that pattern. It would also give Miles something after everything he's been through, because until this moment, he has suffered a lot. Ending the entire franchise with Miles being heartbroken or not being with the girl he has always dreamed of would be a very different statement from the one the films have been building toward. Especially because Miles himself made that promise, not just to Gwen but to the audience, when he told her that there's a first time for everything after she talked about Gwen always falling for Spider-Man and it never ending well. So if the whole point is that Miles is going to break the pattern, then his relationship with Gwen has to mean something in the end. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, and I don't know how they're going to get there, but they should end up together because that would complete the statement the entire series has been building toward.